Hi guys! After filming my Christmas gift guide, I thought that this might be an apt time to film another edition of beautiful covers, and this time I could share with you some of my favourite paperback covers. If you haven't seen it, I think maybe around 2 months ago I filmed a video on my favourite hardback covers, and I'll link it in the down bar if you'd like to go and have a look. But if you stick around, hopefully I can share with you some of my favourite paperbacks. Now, I don't really like to play favourites, but this first one might be my favourite if I had to pick one, and it is The Fairy Tales of Herman Hesse. I might be pronouncing that wrong. This is a translated version. I think the originals are in German, and it's translated and introduced by Jack Zipes. I don't think I can stress in words how beautiful this cover is. It has that gorgeous symmetrical design that I mentioned I really liked in my hardback videos, where the illustration frames the title in the centre. The illustration is just gorgeous. It's very fairy tale-esque. It's got a kind of medieval feel to it, and it's just a nice selection of colours. Not to mention the book itself is just a really nice shape. It's a little bit bigger than an ordinary paperback. If I show you, this is like an ordinary paperback. It's a little bit taller. It's got a really nice finish, and the whole thing is just really well designed. That's the back thing. This is published by Bantam Books. Then we have another one that's been done in quite an interesting shape to kind of complete the feel, and that's A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, which I think the hardback is equally as beautiful, but I have the paperback version, and it comes in an illustrated and a non-illustrated edition, and this is the illustrated edition's cover. So it's just all round an absolutely gorgeous book because it's filled with stunning and kind of disturbing illustrations. Some are just kind of like little details on the side of pages. Others fill an entire page. I just think it's all around a really gorgeous cover. And this one's published by Walker Books. Next is the first in a series, and you can get the entire series in this little collection. It's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, and as you can see, it's quite a short book because it's just the first. I haven't read it yet, that's why I don't own the rest of them, but I really look forward to reading this and then hopefully continuing on with the series and collecting all of these gorgeous editions. Again, it's just really nice, simple use of a couple of different shades of green, and maybe kind of like 1950s-ish. I just really like this book. Again, it's just really well designed all round, and I cannot wait to own all of these. The next is also part of a collection, and it's Vladimir Nabokov's The Enchanter. This is published by Penguin, and they do all of his books in this lovely design with this border and an overlapping illustration, which I think is really nice. Again, a really nice selection of kind of pale pastel colours, and it's part of their modern classics line. And this is the only Vladimir Nabokov book I've read so far, but if I pick up any more, I'll definitely be picking them up in these editions because they're just absolutely stunning. They are a little bit more expensive than your ordinary paperback. They're £12, but they are beautiful. And whilst we're discussing collections of authors' books published by Penguin in gorgeous designs, I couldn't not mention the John Wyndham collection. All of his popular books published in a matching editions. I don't have Cracking Awakes, I think that's the only one I don't have, and they're just lovely. They've got just an illustration of a face on all of them. They're all in a kind of different colour but in similar hues, so they match really well, and the spines look lovely together, and that's what they all look like. And if you don't know, John Wyndham is a science fiction author, and I'm a massive fan of his. The next book is published by Vintage, and it's Julianne Barnes' Arthur and George, and this is a sort of semi-non-fiction book about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and his friend George. I haven't read this yet. It's a gift, and I really should because I adore the Sherlock Holmes series by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and I've heard amazing things about this book from people whose opinions I really trust. But in the meantime, it's looking very gorgeous on my shelves, and it's very simple, very symmetrical, with a lovely little illustration of the two friends in the centre there, just very to the point and not too fussy. Spine is equally stunning. I think this is one of my favourite parts of it, which makes me very happy to display it on the shelf. And I think we're all aware of the Penguin Deluxe Classics editions. I own two. Just going to mention one just now because, you know, this video's got to end somewhere, and that is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. It's again matte, it's got deckled edges on the pages. I'm not a massive fan of deckled edges. I find that it's a little bit more difficult when you're turning the page. My brain just gets a little bit confused, but I know some people love them, so it's worth pointing out. Nice little French flaps with more illustrations inside. Really nice font used there. And the illustration carries all the way around to the back, and it just does such a good job of representing what's inside this book. I love the expressions on these characters' faces. It's kind of like a disturbing, kind of psychological, drama-ish kind of story. Mystery, and massive fan of this book. It's one of my favourite books and I absolutely adore this edition. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any videos you'd like to see now that I am back on a roll, then let me know and I will see you all again very soon. Bye guys!